You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. Today's tip comes from Kristina Finseth. Kristina leads growth marketing at Interseller, a prospecting and outreach platform for recruiters and sellers. In her role, she's responsible for leading both the marketing and sales development teams. Kristina is also the creator of the Outbound Fire Framework course, focused on getting you to 80% plus opens, 30% plus replies, and 10% plus booked meetings off of cold email outreach alone. Here she is.
I get asked this question a lot when it comes to prospecting and outreach and using a personalized approach on someone who maybe doesn't have content on LinkedIn or isn't a super active prospect, right? So makes it a little bit more challenging to figure out the right research to infuse to personalize that message and outreach to them. So I was chatting with someone this morning over Messenger. Won't call out his name because I didn't ask him permission yet to be shouted out. But basically, he was like, hey, I can spin my wheels just literally going down a rabbit hole of research. So what I shared with him was my 4 kind of key areas of prioritization for research. So first and foremost, the holy grail, if they're posting content on LinkedIn, you better be using that for your research and your personalization. If they're not active, they're not posting their own content, sharing articles, etc., then go to what they're engaging with. Are they liking or commenting on a Gary Vee post that maybe you could use and infuse in your research and your personalization? If none of that exists and they're just not active, that's okay too. Take a look at their company LinkedIn page. Are they sharing blogs, content, alerts, awards, etc. on their feed that you could use? Then use that. And if that doesn't exist, go to the company website or do Google News alerts or news search and see, is there a recent press release? Is there some sort of content on the website that I could use? A blog, video, etc., that I could call out in my research and my personalization to this person. Doesn't have to be complex. One thing I will tell you is the more you do it, the quicker you get at figuring out where not to go down the rabbit hole, right? You should always have a backup cadence or sequence or whatever your process is. You should have some sort of alternative method to start reaching out to people if none of that exists. All right, cool. Here's my fallback, right? It's probably not as personalized, but you should have a fallback so you can still continue to move forward.
For links to connect with Kristina on LinkedIn and for more about her Outbound Fire Framework course, that's hard to say, just click over to DailySales.Tips/797. Once you've done that, be sure to come back tomorrow for another great sales tip. Thanks for listening.